Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Sky Bumper, and this was, we're departing from the 88 series for now. This was requested by YouTube user scion, giorl, something like that. But they requested this game, and it is the sequel to Looping. This was created in 1982 by Ventureline, and Looping was created the same year earlier. This is pretty much the same as Looping, except there are a lot of things you can bounce off of, in which in Looping you would crash into and die. And this picks up right where Looping left off. And at the end of a stage on Looping, you would find the words "the end," and that's right where you pick up from in this game. And again, you just try to get to the end, and there's the first part of the first stage. See, it says 1 at the bottom, and it says 2 at the bottom there. This is the next part that you go to. Those yellow squares you have to shoot through. That's part 3 of this scenario. Yeah, those yellow squares you shoot through. And I'm just showing you all the parts of the first level in order. You can crash into the yellow squares. You can crash into the framework, the green framework. Looks like a girder or something. Everything else you can bounce off. And when you bounce off something, you fly in the exact opposite direction that you approached that wall that you could bounce off of. And here and there will be helicopters or planes that will come after you, but not very often. For the most part, your real worry is the framework and the yellow squares that you have to shoot through. And the computer's a lot better at controlling their plane than I am. But yeah, you just shoot the hell out of those squares to get through. And you can bounce backwards into previous areas of the level. But yeah, you can crash into the yellow squares, or you can crash into the green girders. But it's kind of an interesting twist on Looping. There's a little bit of voice samples in here. There is a speed up button, just like in Looping, but do not use it, or at least I can't find any use for it. But yeah, you want to fly through the areas where you see the yellow squares. Oops, that was clumsy. I'm gonna try it again here. Anyway, yeah, just shoot through the yellow squares. That part there, you could fly on the same plane and go through those two areas. Here you have to be a little more creative. And you can bounce off the floor and the ceiling. Bounce off everything except those yellow squares and the green girders. But yeah, once you bounce off something, you move in the you move in the exact opposite direction of where you approached it from, and you will be flipped the other way. If you approach with your plane right side up and you will bounce backwards upside down. See, like that, which sucks. Yeah, there will be times when you have to fly at a wicked angle to get through. Damn it. It's really kind of difficult. But yeah, when you die, unlike in Looping, you don't start from the beginning. Thank goodness. And there's the end of that area. Get a little musical fanfare. There were 6 areas in that level, whatever you want to call it. Now we're on the second level, and I did not get very far. But again, you gotta remember how the angles work in this game. You get bounced the opposite direction from which you flew. Oops. Barely avoided touching that other girder. You get an extra life, I believe, by completing a level, which is kind of nice because the levels are so damn long and they get longer and longer. The levels change with each time you beat one. There's different obstacles, different look to each level, and I'll show you. I think it was the second level and the third level. Get it put in my initials here because I made the high score list. But again, yeah, you have a speed up button just like in looping the first game, but I would not suggest using it in this game. Hell, I didn't like using it in looping. That's Sky Bumper by Ventureline. Ventureline didn't make too many great games. Looping was probably their best. I mean, they'd had a number of games that were maybe okay that were made by other companies, but licensed to Ventureline. Yeah, see how much better the computer is. But again, you can bounce off everything except the green girders and the yellow squares they have to shoot. And you can go backwards to earlier parts of the level that you were on if you want. It might be useful if you want to go bounce into a wall that's backwards a ways. But at any rate, that is a little bit later in the second level. And then just after that is this area. And it keeps counting higher as you go through a level. I was in the 6th section of level 1 when I beat it, and then it goes section 7, section 8, section 9, etc. And then there's this hard part. That third row from the bottom is where you want to shoot through. See, there it has an open gate. The others have a bumper that will bounce you backwards. And then there's that part there. And there's the end of that second level, where you get your fanfare and then go on to the next section. And it's got pipe work kind of like the first game looping has. And then there's that structure there. Look at that little amount of room you have to work with. It really sucks. You have to make really tight turns. You just have to learn how to bounce off things and figure out how to react when your plane gets flipped the other way when you rebound. And there's that part that we saw in the demo. Get through that, and that's the end of level 3. But that was Sky Bumper by Ventureline in 1982, suggested by Scion, Giorl, however it's pronounced, YouTube user. This is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Sky Bumper by Ventureline in 1982, the sequel to Looping. And I will do one more request and be back with the 88 series. See you then, folks. Bye-bye.